Hey, everybody, tuned in to episode 95 of The Basement Dweller. Just want to let you guys know that on this episode, there are spoiler alerts for Oppenheimer. So hopefully, future Jacob puts in the timestamp about now. So that way you can kind of skip past it. And yeah, let's get into the show.
Allow me to introduce myself.
You're tapping with the Basement Dwellers, hosted by your boys Jacob Santoro and Christian Talone.
You're blabbering about unnecessary stuff. Cut it out.
Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button to get all the updates from the channel too.
Tell me what your hand's doing over that button first.
But for now, just loud shout and kick back, cause I got a fresh one right here delivered to your speakers. Lock in.
Alright.
Are we going to be okay? Like what you were talking about with the camera? Oh, no, I wasn't going into the bit yet. I was saying more so the camera. Are we good?
I think it'll be fine, whatever. Our camera's a little crooked.
It's a little wonky, so people who have OCD can yell at us later. Episode 95 has a little bit of a different atmosphere, you might say, about it.
Yeah.
Man, we decided to have the genius idea to go see the movie Oppenheimer before we recorded today.
Yeah, we're different now.
Yeah. We're a little different. This is all stupid. This might be the last episode of the show.
Yeah, the world's going to end anyways. Let's just fucking
Right.
wrap this shit up.
Man, you really don't think about this Oppenheimer guy and his achievements that much until you see a movie about the guy that's 3 hours long.
It was a long movie.
It was a great movie.
It was an amazing movie.
I'm so glad that we decided to do Oppenheimer first.
Yeah.
I can't wait to just feel nice and bubbly about Barbie.
Yeah, right. Barbie's going to be the palate cleanser, I think.
Right. So it's like we ate our vegetables first. Now we're going to enjoy the steak.
I don't know, because Courtney was saying a second ago, she was just like, do you know the guy that invented Barbie, like, also made bombs?
You can't escape it anywhere you go. You can't escape it. It's all a bummer.
Yeah, man. It's just, everyone's making bombs.
Yeah. But, I think the underlining factor of this movie is just how Oppenheimer, which, by the way, we can agree beautifully played by, what's his name?
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy. Amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Untold amounts of rizonomics. That guy was doing quantum physics. You know what I mean?
That
like,
dude was getting booty.
mistresses. Like, and
There was one you didn't even find out until like the end of the movie.
Yeah.
He was just like, no, he would never know about that.
Yeah.
So about her husband.
Yeah.
They were like, there's allegations that you've been having an affair with this woman for this many years, blah, 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 blah. And he was associated with the Communist Party. He was like, no, he would never know.
No, they wouldn't know that. That's some old shit. That's the communist.
That's
link.
like 3 hoes ago.
Yeah,
Like,
dude. Pulling ladies left and right. And this just goes to show, guys, that big brains, they definitely carry some merit.
Big dick.
That's right. There was no 10-minute long sexual scene like the memes had told me, which, I mean, there was
There's a couple good ones.
a couple good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. But nah, man, definitely pulled beautiful women for sure. And then was just like some old shit. Like,
He was just like, these nuclear bombs, though.
yeah, couldn't make up his mind. You know what I mean? This
Just women,
yeah,
nukes.
yeah, a man obsessed for sure. This reminds me of another gentleman of the times where you heard of him, Mr. Stephen Hawking, who also had a lot of riz, even whilst in the wheelchair.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't watch that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I don't know much about it.
Definitely had a wife during his time in the chair.
Uh-huh.
And I think he cheated on his wife while he was in the chair.
Damn.
Yeah.
Don't you kind of almost feel like that kind of says more about the other person than it does him?
No, I think that it says mostly him, actually. that's a horrible
I mean,
thing.
all dude can do is talk, barely,
Yeah.
with a robot voice.
But he was still out here being a slippery little snake. But again, brilliant mind. I mean, don't get me wrong. But he's just like, my wife won't know. Like,
Oh my God.
like, yes.
Please.
Yeah.
She'd never find out.
Do you remember what he suffered from?
Oh, fuck. I have no idea.
Let's see. Because it's not a very popular disease, right?
No, I don't think so.
Hawking was diagnosed with, I don't know, you read it.
Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis.
Thank you. Yeah, what he said. Commonly referred to in the U.S. as Lou Gehrig's disease. As ALS progresses, the degeneration of motor neurons in the brain interfere with messages to muscles in the body. Not to all parts of the body, apparently. And I think Oppenheimer had the same problem, is all I'm saying. Maybe Oppenheimer confirmed to maybe have ALS? Is that what happens when you have ALS?
Was making the nukes him compensating for something?
Right.
Or...
And is it us getting old? Or do you feel like you nailed these like subliminal messages more than you would have if you were like a teenager? Or do you feel like in this movie, like the subliminal messages were kind of easier to find?
See, so I think once, like, I went down the rabbit hole once, like a long time ago in movies. And once I discovered that there's like not subliminal messages, but like, like hidden symbolism in movies.
Yeah.
That's like all I look for in movies now.
Yeah.
Like a movie that's really good about it is The Departed.
Yeah.
Like there's like little things here and there, like when he tells her like, "Oh, you don't have any cats," and she's like, "No." And he's like, "I like that because he's a rat." You get it?
Oh yeah.
That's like one of my favorite ones. Little things like that. But yeah, there was actually quite a few of it, or quite a bit of it in the Oppenheimer movie that we were kind of. I think we discussed it like as soon as we got in the car.
I like to do this thing where I want because I can't handle movies as is. I don't know if we've ever talked about this in the show. But I'm not a huge fan of movies. You were talking about it too, so I'm not sure if it's the same reason. But for me, I usually don't like. I mean, I like to go on a Monday at like 10 a.m. You know what I mean? Like everyone's at work because I feel like people just have way too much freedom in the movie theater to just act any way they want, and then everyone becomes like a movie critic like the second the movie's over, and I hate hearing it on the way out. So my philosophy is that I'm just like, let's not say anything until we get in the car. So you have time to just kind of soak it up a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
I heard one lady, she was like, like when I was sitting out there waiting for you, one lady, she was like, "That movie was great, but that deposition scene lasted forever." And I was like, that's like half the thing, lady. Like,
how do you think he felt, lady?
Yeah. God. So
You really do. Yeah. The point is, I mean, we're not going to have to, this isn't the Oppenheimer synopsis episode, but it's definitely a good one. I'm very excited for Barbie. I feel like when we see Barbie, that's going to be the Barbie episode. I can't wait for that one. I've heard nothing but good things. It is really cool to see. This is our old man segment, but it's really cool to see movies becoming popular in theaters again.
yeah.
That was like one of the big things that my dad and I missed a lot during the pandemic was that like movies just ceased to exist, and that was one of like our like because that's like me and my dad's like childhood right there. Like that was my childhood was him taking me to the movies. So like it's cool to see that like. You are seeing more business again. Now, it's not cool how much they're charging. I think that's preposterous. But no, it was nice. Like it was cool to like see like people talking about movies again.
Yeah, man. No, I it's definitely like, okay, so like, I've always been an avid hater for the movie theaters, right? And I think like I give it a chance with you because you're to me like the best person to go watch movies with, because I know like you're not supposed to talk in the movies and stuff, but I know if you and I both notice something in the movie, we're both gonna be like,
oh, we did, yeah, no. This is the same sixth sense that maybe you have with your best friend, where it's kind of like for example, for the longest time we were banned from playing Cards Against Humanity together in some circles because we're just psychic. So like we just see that.
Yeah.
But we're very respectful in movies.
Yeah, we talk only so we can hear, but yeah. So that's why like whenever you ask me to go to a movie, I'm like, yeah, I'll go. Like especially if it's a movie I want to see, which. Oppenheimer was one movie that I was like, I need to see that movie in theaters because there's going to be big nuclear explosions and I want to see that on a 10, 14 foot tall screen. Right. You know?
Not only did we go see Oppenheimer, we
did it the right way.
We did it the right way. I panic bought 2 shitty tickets at the top and I was a little stoned. Yeah. And when we walked into the theater, the first thing I said was, no, let's go sit in the second row. We were the mad lads that got to watch Oppenheimer like this, and it was incredible.
Yeah. No, that part of it was super cool.
I would have paid an extra $5 per ticket if they had a live reaction of like the nuclear, just see our face, like you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, dude. I remember like in that part, because that part was like the lead up to it was like so fucking stressful.
Yeah.
You know, like I was watching it and I had my hand on my face like a lady. I was like,
just like a woman who just saw the Beatles for the first time.
Yeah.
You're just like, whoa.
just oh my goodness.
And we all knew, like, this isn't a spoiler part. Like, we knew that this happened.
Yeah.
But it made you really feel like there is a scene where they're like literally gambling on if this is gonna work or not. And it's like it kind of like convinces you that's like, is it gonna work? Like,
Yeah, dude, that was the part that like stressed me out the most. And it's like I know it didn't happen, but they talked about it like remember what was it? Near 0%.
Yeah.
You know, where he was like that one of his like guys on his team is like, hey, there's like a near 0% chance that the chain reaction will never stop and it'll just light the atmosphere on fire and destroy the world. And he was like, but I need 0%. He's like, well, that's what you get with theories. Like, you know, he's like, we can only say near 0.
I believe
and they went through with the test and everything. Like, it might have destroyed the world just testing this bomb, but they went ahead and did it, man.
I believe it's Patton Oswalt that said, "Science, we're all about coulda, not shoulda." Yeah. You know, which is just such an asinine thought of like all the like. I really think that this whole like movie is just an example of just like pure human integration of just trial and error.
Yeah.
Like what a gamble. Like this started with a guy who just was like, "Hey dudes, have you guys ever sucked this cow's teat before? Because it's really good."
This
you
shit's
know?
yummy.
Yeah, and they're like, "Cool, milk was invented." To we might blow up the entire earth right now.
Yeah.
It feels so small, dude. I feel like nothing we do. You know what this is? You know what this means? We need to go be like vigilantes or something.
I know. I feel like I need to go like risk my life doing something now. Like I need to live life on the edge because it's all ending, buddy. Like it's all over.
I don't know. It's a great movie, and you definitely owe it to yourself to see it. And there's been a lot of good media news, at least in my opinion. This one is for my 2008 to 2012 Familia. Also, some breaking news. Microsoft has purchased Activision, which to most people is like, who cares? But I'll tell you who cares. A little kid named Jacob Santoro in the year 2009, because we are now getting fresh Modern Warfare 2 lobbies again. I was so excited because I got a special gift the other day from my dear sweet co-host Christian that I had no idea still existed, but in his possession, he still had my 2009 Modern Warfare 2 Xbox 360 Special Edition with the almighty 250 gigabyte hard drive.
Hell yeah, dude.
For the first time in my life, ladies and gentlemen, I truly have had dad feelings. Like, this is what my dad must have felt like when he pulled out the old ColecoVision. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, wow. It was like seeing a piece of history.
You were super surprised when I brought it out because I told you I had a 360 and you were like, oh, hell yeah, dude, we can play Call of Duty. And then I pulled out that one and it's like, you know, it's black with
my jaw
the
hit
big
the floor.
2 on it.
Yeah, dude, it took
And you were
me,
like, is this the one? I was
listen,
like, that's the
listen
one,
to me.
man.
This means a lot to me because this was a culmination. So as if 95 episodes of this show has not been a testament of me and Christian's friendship. This Xbox to me reminds me of so many things, primarily when we started becoming friends, because if it wasn't for Christian, I would have never gotten this Xbox. I remember having a specific conversation with you in the 8th grade, you and a friend of ours, and you guys just sat me down and you told me how cool it was to have Xbox Live and to play with friends and like online play is the way to go. And I'm over here still with my PlayStation 2 and I'm like, but I've got NFL Street. And they're like, nah, dude, it's not even this. Yeah.
Call of Duty, Halo,
and
get on there.
I appreciate my dad for always. So my mom always got me like a bunch of really awesome little gifts. And my dad always got me like the big kahuna. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, sure enough, I believe it was for my birthday. The Modern Warfare 2 black Xbox 360.
Oh yeah, that thing.
And it came with 12 months of Xbox Gold.
Hell
And,
yeah.
dude, I have memories of just, this is the most boomer conversation I feel like I've ever had. I remember just typing in that code. I remember getting to my first lobby. I remember like texting all my friends, like, what's your fucking gamer tag? Like,
Yeah, dude.
little did I know that I would develop a horrible addiction to just things that love to hurt me.
It was rough, man.
It was rough. And I'll tell you, as someone who's not an avid gamer anymore, kids today, they don't understand the lobbies back then. I was harassed and assaulted by strangers.
and I harassed and assaulted people on video games.
You're ruthless, dude. The amount you gave, Microsoft gave us a way to essentially prank call people on such a global scale. The fact that you could leave video messages for absolute strangers was such a fucking horrible idea.
I mean, well, it mellowed out because you could still do that shit, but it's not the same, man. I mean, I don't know what changed really, but like, yeah, dude. I just remember like the second, what was it you that I was playing with? I think it was you when we were playing, I think it was Modern Warfare 2. And I think it was you that said, like, when we smashed this other team, and then like all of our teammates had mics, and I don't think we really said anything until like none of the team really talked to each other like the whole time. And I think after we like destroyed them, you were like, victory screech, and then our whole team like plugged their mics in and we're all like,
yeah, man. And then I just like, that was the only time in my life that I was up past like 4 a.m., dude. Like dude, the amount of sleep. We're not even friends anymore, but I'll say shout out to Diego, no last name. But for those of you who listen, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That dude was like my closest friend, especially when it came to the Xbox. Man, now we take that thing for granted. But it is nice to see that I used to say on this show, and I will admit when I'm wrong, that nostalgia is a pure poison that should just not exist. But I got to say that I have been suckered recently.
yeah.
On top of that, what other game comes back than the cult classic of Team Fortress 2?
Shit.
Developed in 2007, came from a little core memory game called the Orange Box.
Mm-hmm.
That, what did it have? It had Half-Life 2, Team Fortress 2, and Portal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 2007 reached an all-time player base last week at 223,000. Even in its heyday, did never hit that high.
And that blows my mind, and that makes me really want to play it.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, oh, bro, like so much like fresh meat on those servers, you know?
But like we were saying, it's either you got new people, and this is how I feel about Modern Warfare 2. You have new people, or you have people who've just been secretly playing that game through all the hellfire.
You just got the old head veterans.
Yeah,
like.
dude. No, straight up. Like I'm seeing, like, because I'm watching kids now, like just these fucking FaZe Clan kids that are like playing it, and they're like, oh, busting out my old Xbox, and they're like, I was 6 years. I'm like, shut up. Anyways, like, no, dude, they're just going into lobbies, like new lobbies, and you're seeing like the 10th prestige level 70s. Like, dude, people literally blew off their old accounts like out of the dust.
Oh, I'm
like,
sure.
My time has come. Like, it's so crazy. Like, it's just, and this is what the other thing I wanted to segment into is that we now have a Barbie movie.
Mm-hmm.
We had a new Transformers movie, which some would say kind of revived the series, because we can't shout out Shia LaBeouf for the first two. Were awesome movies in our childhood. And then I think the ones in the middle were kind of so-so.
Yeah, the Mark Wahlberg ones are kind of meh.
Man, they think they tried. But they also made them like 3 hours long, too. Like, they made them way too long because they're kids' movies.
See, and that's what bums me out. It's like, oh, like the Transformer movies, like, I know they did it a lot in the cartoons too, but like my whole thing about the Transformers is like, I just want to watch robots kicking each other's asses for 2.5 hours, you know? And it's like, yeah, there's a lot of it, but like, it like stops dead when it's just like humans just like, oh, well, we need their technology to fight the robots. What if they leave? And blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't care about that. You know? I want to see world-ending robot fights.
I don't care about that.
I don't care about that.
That's why we liked Pacific Rim.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Pacific Rim, that movie kicks ass.
Yeah, dude.
Both of them do.
So good.
Yeah.
I don't. Second one's kind of iffy, only because, in my personal opinion, as much as I love him, Charlie Day probably has the cringiest performance of his career in that movie. It is a tad cringe, because you make Charlie Day the evil guy. The dude's like 5'5", and he sounds how he sounds. Like, that's not an evil guy.
He's not evil. He was brainwashed.
Whatever. Same shit, different toilet. But no, I agree. So anyways, we got a Transformers movie coming out. And then tell us about, well, I mean, this is another spoiler alert if you haven't seen this. But I guess, according to Christian, he told me that G.I. Joe is throwing their hat in the ring.
Big spoiler. Yeah, so in the new Transformers movie, which was awesome, by the way. Yeah, like you get like, they have like their more like true to the cartoon like designs and stuff. They also integrate what is it? Like Beast Wars into it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you have like, who do you have? You have a fucking, what's her name? I forget her name. The Eagle bitch,
Yeah.
and then you have
Yeah.
Optimus Primal,
Yeah.
which is cool. You have fuck, I can't even remember all their names right now. You got a few of the guys from like the Beast Wars like series, and didn't get Megatron. That was a bummer.
No Megatron?
No Megatron in that one. It was Scourge.
I don't know who that is.
He's like the anti Optimus.
Okay.
Like he's also a truck, but he's like a Mad Max looking like rust bucket truck.
Nega Prime.
Pretty much. Oh, careful. No, no, it was pretty sick. But like, yeah, after all, like the whole thing. Oh, also Pete Davidson
Yeah.
plays Mirage in that movie, which is fucking awesome. Like he
Yeah.
actually does really good as Mirage. I liked his character. But yeah, like after the end, you get like the main character guy, and he like gets called to a job interview because he's like on hard times or whatever, needs to work to support his family. So he gets this job interview, and then a guy's like, "Oh, like basically just like we know everything that happened." Like he's just like, "Wow, I'm not supposed to talk about it,"
Yeah.
And then he's just like, "Let me just give you my card," and then he like gives him a card, and then like a bookcase opens up, and you see like a spaceship and like a bunch of like war machines back there. And he like flips the card over and it says G.I. Joe. And it was so funny because me and my dad saw that. We were both just like, fuck you.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. We're just going to have endgame level now cinema, like just masterpieces that are just like, they're toys that we played with.
Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, the Marvel universe fucking set it up, man. They were like, "Oh, dude, let's just combine universes." And now Hasbro's like, "Oh, we could do that."
I'm waiting for the now that we have Mario Kart. I'm waiting for the Smash or not Mario Kart, Super Mario movie. I'm waiting for the Smash Bros movie.
That would be amazing.
That'd be fucking
That'd be
crazy.
weird, but
It would be weird, but
just like all the Fire Emblem characters, just
Yeah.
like all brooding.
I
and
know.
stuff in the background.
Now this movie's been out long enough, so if you haven't seen it or if you haven't seen anything about it, this is not even a spoiler anymore. But like at the end of the Mario movie, the Yoshi egg gets teased, and like, yeah, it's like a little egg at the end.
I don't remember.
Oh yeah, and it's like okay, so they got point is that we're in a great time now, and Thor has decided now to play with his toy. So it's
Thor. Hey,
he's on one more. Go get it for him. It's all right. He just wants his pickle. We'll get it for you, buddy.
pickle later.
Yeah, pickle later, buddy. No, man. I think that the world is just really looking out for people who can't escape real life, and it's just like I miss G.I. Joe.
Dude, I'm here for it. Honestly, like I've never had a gripe with like the nostalgia thing. Like I honestly love it because I know that when I was a kid and I watched Transformers and I watched G.I. Joe and all that shit, I was always like, man, if this was like real life, that'd be crazy. So like, I guess, CGI movies like that people spend billions of dollars on is like pretty close. I'll deal with it. When they built a giant Gundam in Japan, dude,
Yeah.
I lost my shit.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like, oh, I love the world I live in.
Also, add this movie to the collection of movies that I just wish smoking was still legal everywhere. Man, I gotta tell you, every time I see an old movie and there's a cigarette involved,
Are you talking about Oppenheimer again?
yeah, dude, every time.
Dude smokes a lot.
So much. I feel like that's like a part of his acting guild. Is that he's a
He
brooding
just looks
actor.
really hot when he's smoking a
Yeah,
cigarette.
dude. He smokes all the time. And we were just talking about like in the whole movie. I mean, we're both huge fans of Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
That's all we saw. Like when I was waiting
Yeah.
for him to do the thing with the cigarette, how he like what puts it on his lips.
Yeah.
Such a great actor.
No, yeah, that was cool. Like when he's like writing on the chalkboard and he just has a cigarette hanging out. He's just like, and then
Yeah.
so many parts of that movie were so funny. Like when he was just like there was a part where he's like, see, it's not possible. And then it just shows this chalkboard with a bunch of fucking formulas and like, you're just like, I guess, man.
Man, shout out to anyone out there studying any kind of scientific background because that looks like schizophrenia on ice.
Yeah,
like
dude.
that looks insane. Like if you're that, like I knew dudes who got into coding and stuff like that after high school, and like watching them just make the most basic things, but spend hours on doing it.
Yeah.
Takes a special person.
It definitely takes some level of obsession to get that crazy about it. I don't know.
I hope a movie's made about us. I want a basement dwelling movie so bad
What would it be?
because we're gonna innovate the podcasting scene in Arizona, dude.
Oh.
And the final scene is me shaking hands with Joe Rogan, played by Joe Rogan.
Oh.
And he's like, "You're in the hot seat now, kid." You know what I mean?
Dang.
It's kind of like the end of Juice when he's like, "You got the juice now, kid." You know? But I want to be played. I want to be played by. Who am I played by? My mom would say I'd get played by Rob Kardashian. My mom thinks
Rob
My mom
Kardashian?
thinks I look like Rob Kardashian. Who'd you say that I looked like? I look like one of the Baldwin brothers in your eyes.
Yeah, I think you look like a Baldwin. Yeah.
One of the Baldwins would play me.
Well, no, they're old.
Christian, welcome to the basement dweller.
You need someone younger.
Could we do like who's the guy that's doing the cringe Wonka now?
Timothy Chalamet?
Yeah, we'll make him put on a couple pounds. Maybe we'll get Pete Davidson to do it.
I still hold firm that if they ever make a Hercules movie, Timothy Chalamet has to play young Hercules and old Hercules. Mm-hmm. And he just has to start the movie because, Hercules starts out really skinny.
Yeah.
He needs to start the movie as regular Timothy Chalamet.
Mm-hmm.
And then dude just needs to get stacked.
Huge. Yeah.
And then just play a big Hercules.
Kind of like, what's his name? Who's that comic that was in the Eternals that got super shredded? I mean, he was definitely taking steroids, but Kumail
Nanjiani?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got fucking shredded for that. I don't know, who would play you?
Oh.
Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo.
Bug!
Danny Trejo just having a conversation with Alec Baldwin.
Let's see, they get
That sounds like we picked our own characters.
Well, we're frontlining the whole movie. What do you mean? This is going to be produced with our own fortune.
Jacob, I watched the Oppenheimer movie and I was very impressed.
Yes. Why don't you tell me about it?
I feel it sounds like you're going a little bit into Shatner there.
I could do that.
You want to do Shatner?
I'll do Shatner. Or can I have
No, with Alec Baldwin, you gotta kind of whisper a little bit. You gotta talk really fast.
Gotta talk really fast like this.
Yes, we went and saw Oppenheimer, and it was all about the nukes, and Cillian Murphy was amazing in that movie, and blah blah.
That was good. Yeah, I like that.
That's how you gotta talk.
I was going I could see it now. I was going kind of like Goldblum / Shatner.
Yeah, you were like, yes.
Why don't you tell me about the movie?
Yeah, it was Goldblum.
Listen, I saw a movie called Oppenheimer, and boy, I tell you, it was a hot one for sure.
Damn, that's who I want to have on the show.
Goldblum?
Jeff Goldblum.
Dude,
yeah.
that would be insane.
That would be crazy, and I feel like neither of us would know what the fuck he was talking about the whole time.
Yeah.
I saw his Hot Ones episode. Dude.
Oh yeah, we watched it together. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, what a weird fucking guy.
Yeah.
I can't watch it. Just go watch it.
Yeah, this is a free. It's a free
show. Go watch it. It's very interesting. He's really weird.
And this is a free promotion. Check out Hot Ones because phenomenal show if you don't watch it. But yeah, Jeff Goldblum was on there, and that man is just an amalgam. No, he can't play me though because he's just. I don't know. I feel like I can't lie to myself. This is the biggest I've ever been. I feel like I have to have a big guy play me, and then we can make a cameo. Mm-hmm. That'd be cool. Like how they always do. Like they're like watch 5 years from now we're gonna be like doing a live show at like the Nile or something like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then like whoever it's Billy Baldwin and Jenny Trejo signing autographs. And then it's just us coming like, oh, we're your favorite, we're like your number one fans.
I want to be a boom guy that trips.
That'd be cool.
Just like it cuts to me and I'm just like, oh shit.
Yeah. I want to be like a guy in the front that's like laughing way too hard. You know, like,
Just very on the nose. Just like, these guys are so fucking funny.
we also watched the Weird Al movie. I don't even think we talked about that.
We haven't talked about the Weird
Speaking
Al
of
movie.
on the nose.
Slept on movie, by the way. I think it's only available on Roku.
We need to call Tony of ScaredyCast and just see if he wants to do a 3-man podcast about movies because I feel like I'm having so much fun right now.
Dude, I love talking about movies.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that movie's fucking ridiculous. If you like the movie Walk Hard, watch that movie. It's fucking great.
It's so fun on Roku TV, and I know most of you have a Roku TV.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of.
Or you can acquire it illegally, probably. So
But we're definitely not advocating for that. But
I'm advocating for that.
he's not advocating for that. But you could through scrupulous. How do you say it? Scrupulous.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
I asked Courtney how to say it the other day, and once again I fumbled it.
Scrupulous?
Yes, scrupulous.
Okay.
What
does that mean?
I don't know.
I feel like sometimes you use a lot of words.
Oh, are we having this conversation now?
I feel like sometimes you use a
Is
lot
this
of
the
words.
appropriate time to have this conversation
Is
right now? Are you about to get me
You
right
do it
now?
on the show all the time.
Here we go. Here we go. Christian's just gonna call out my George Bush mannerisms. Can't fool me again.
That's what he does. He totally does that.
Yeah. Christian's gonna. Now's the time.
I'll let you. Okay, I'll leave it.
We waited 95 episodes, and now here it comes. Look, I'm gonna be real with all of you. So those of you who don't know about me, my name is Jacob Santoro, and I went to high school with a lot of people who still listen at a wonderful place called Dysart High School. And at Dysart High School, I became a super senior, and I failed English. because of the asshole of a teacher that I had. She wasn't an asshole. I feel bad for saying that, but
You know what it kind of reminds me of?
what?
Remember how like Mike Tyson, when he was a boxer, how he like people were like, he's not traditionally educated, and then people were like, yeah, we know, like we could tell, you know?
Yeah.
And then like I think he kind of took that to heart and started learning, you know, and then he did that, but then like in his like side interviews or whatever, he would start doing that. He would start using a lot of words. He would use them correctly, but it was you could just tell like Burrow like went through a thesaurus.
The Thor. That was that an unintentional joke?
What?
Did you just make fun of him on
I
accident?
did not do that on purpose.
That's so funny. That means you're interesting. That means your subconscious wanted to make fun of Mike Tyson.
Maybe.
You're intrusive, ladies and gentlemen. The intrusive thoughts have won.
I know they're bleeding out now.
He read a thesaurus.
He read a thesaurus and like what was that one who's just like, you can't beat me. He's like, my technique is impregnable. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And everyone was just like, settle down, man. You know, or like the part where he was just like, I broke my back. And they're like, what kind of injury was it? He was like, spinal.
Oh, all right. It's time for the Mike Tyson hour. My favorite.
Support the show. Patreon.com/basementdwellerproductions. Thank you all so much for the support. And now more of the Basement Dwellers.
That guy was the best, man.
Mike Tyson is the best.
I liked
love
his
Mike
shit
Tyson.
talking. I just watched a TikTok of him when he's talking about that guy, and he's like, "I'm not even going to dignify that with a response." He's like, "And let me tell you something. You're going to kiss me good."
Yeah.
Do you remember that? He's like, I'm going to make you my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Then you better be sweet and kiss me after. Dude, it's like, what? Can you imagine if Mike Tyson says that to you?
Oh my God. He said something really fucked up. I can't remember what it was, but he said something about like, something like he's going to knock him out and like, he's going to
R-word him or something?
Huh?
Like R-word him?
Yeah, something like
dude,
that.
it
It
was
was something
gnarly.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but we won't repeat it, but it was fucked up. But, you know, I guess that was the mind game back then. You know,
I want to be played by Mike Tyson. Yes, and welcome to episode.
So if you want to acquire the Weird Al Yankovic movie through scrupulous activities,
It's just him. It's both parts, but he's in wigs. And he wears different costumes. Like how Armie Hammer played twins in The Social Network. You know what I mean? It'll just be Mike Tyson, but like, yeah.
just like it.
And just a reminder that we do have that's kind of Ice
And
Cube.
he keeps the tattoo. He keeps the face tattoo on for
Yeah.
both of us.
No. What if we do Ice Cube and Mike Tyson so they both sound like this?
You mean Ice-T?
Ice-T, yeah. Yeah. Because I was going kind of Ice-T with it. In this next segment, patreon.com/BasementDwellerProductions, and you too can have a penis drawn. That'd be sweet. That would be sweet.
It would be funny like to do that, to make like an actual produced like movie and something or something like that, and it's like the characters are intentionally like just way off on purpose. Like,
Yeah.
that would be funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what was it on what was it, Date Movie? Like where she's like, I gotta go, and she like gets on the motorcycle, and then she does a wheel, and it's just like a buff black dude stump double.
Yeah. I'm just saying,
man.
man, there's a lot of timepieces coming out. It'd be cool to have a Basement Dweller one.
It would be. I don't think we've done anything to merit a movie.
Oh, 0%. We're fucking nobody. If it's one thing Oppenheimer taught me is that we are nobody.
Yeah, dude.
But
Humbled us real quick.
Patreon.com/Basement Dweller Productions, and you too can fund the Basement Dweller movie.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Danny Trejo would probably do it.
We could
honestly.
do like a Tenacious D kind of thing where like from a young age, Jacob knew he was a podcaster.
I just watched that movie like the other day too.
Oh yeah, I did too. I was actually going to message you that I did
Really? What day did you watch it?
like a day and a half ago. I watched it while I was working
Dude, me too. Did we watch Tenacious D on the same day?
on separate time. Hold my hand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're fucking telepathic, dude.
I'm sorry, my hands are all sweaty.
It's okay. They are.
This thing's hot.
Yeah.
This
You
thing.
just
If you can't see this little
Thinking about the movie still.
giving me swamp ass.
The movie's just making you sweaty too.
Yeah, man. Nukes are a thing. They burn the world alive.
It would be so fun to make a movie, though, wouldn't it? Do you feel like if someone came to you and was like, let's just play our scenario game, right?
Mm.
You get $500 million to make a fucking cool movie. You get a year and a half to write it, and then you get 2 years to shoot it. You think you
Is
can do it?
$500 million solely going to production of the movie?
Let's see.
Or does that count like people's paychecks and shit too?
I would say that's the paychecks. Like, let's see how much did Endgame? $356 million to make Endgame. So I'm assuming. So let's base it off that variable. So the highest grossing movie of all time got $356 million as a budget.
Okay.
So you got 3.5 years to essentially make a movie. Do you feel like you could make a movie good enough for people to be like, wow, that was a great movie?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
I would like to say that I would.
I think I would.
Would
but
you-
see, the thing is, it's like, this is the thing. It's like, you have to, it's not just, if it's just me making the movie, I think I can make a pretty good movie. Right? Like, not saying like just me writing it or anything like that, but like not having to go through like the loopholes and the, you know, the legalities of shit.
The bureaucracy?
Yeah, like people are, oh, you can't say that in the movie. Oh, you can't do that in the movie. Oh, you can't do that here.
Yeah.
You know, that would suck. Because I know like the writer's original vision for a movie is way better than the final product all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's your money, so you don't even need producers.
Oh,
Because that's usually who gets the most, who gives the most pushback.
so you're saying I get to write the movie, I get to pick everything about it, the locations, the actors,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. It's your money.
nobody gets to touch it.
You'll have people that try to like, you know, advise you, but you have final say.
But I
on
could just be like, no.
everything. You have final say.
Yeah, I think I can make a good movie.
Do you feel like it would take you $356 million?
No,
Really?
a movie about me,
No, just a movie. So that was gonna be my second question. So like,
Okay.
what kind of genre would you make it?
sci-fi.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Would you take on a project that has been made, like an IP, or would you come up with your own?
I'd probably do my comic book.
That'd be sweet. That would be sweet. Now, are we doing like Guardians of the Galaxy, like human CGI? Or are we doing like animation?
So I think I would do it kind of like how Deadpool did it. You know, where it's like most of his suit is like normal, but like the face has like very minor CGI in it.
Yeah.
See, so like my main character in my comic book's a chicken, right? Or chicken man.
Yeah.
You know, so I think I would do that. I would have like a realistic, like a person, right? And like, you know, his like spacesuit or whatever. And he would have prosthetic hands because my chicken guy has like 3 fingers, you know, his talons. And then I would have him wear a mask or a helmet or whatever, you know, and I would animate that. Like that would put like, I would do like the little mocap thing on the face
Okay.
and somehow figure out a way to animate it so that way it would look somewhat real on a real body.
Okay. I think I would do.
So semi CGI.
I'd like to do like a drama,
Oh.
or like a real sad romance movie, like an Eternal Sunshine kind of movie. Or I'd want to do like a period piece would be cool. Like if I think of like movies that I would like to direct, I think of like the movie like Zodiac, or like The Social Network. You know, like that would be sweet.
Okay.
You know what I found out actually the other day? Did you know that Trent Reznor made the sound or the soundtrack for Social Network?
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. And I've been saying that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
I still have not seen that movie.
What?
I still have not seen The Social Network.
You've had to be giving me some real pushback because there's no way as your friend I've allowed you to go that long without seeing the movie.
No, we just you. I think it's because I always like gave you the impression that I've seen it.
How would you do that?
Because like you'll talk about stuff in the movie, and I'll just be like, yeah, that.
Wow.
I have a basic idea of the movie. Like it's been out for what, for 15 years.
Yeah, you also know who Mark Zuckerberg is.
Yeah, and I know most of that how that shit shook out. You know, so it's like I don't have to really guess at the movie too much, but like yeah, whenever you talk about it, I'm just like, oh yeah. You know, and then I could tell this is bothering you a lot.
It
Look
is
at
kind of
you.
bothering me. Did you see my face change?
Yeah, why are you so upset about it?
I want to watch it. We should watch it.
We could watch it.
Oh, so you're not even opposed to it?
No, I just haven't seen it. I
Oh,
never
you
got
made it
around
sound
to
like
seeing
you
it.
just made it sound like you've pretended to see it, so I don't have to make you watch it. Because everyone I've
No.
made watch it, they find it insufferable.
What if I watch it and we're just not friends anymore? It's like I can't believe you made me watch that dog shit movie.
That was the worst movie of all time. And we're gonna treat the podcast like it's a separated like child. Like it's like 1 week you host, the next week I host. Like we just can't be in the same fucking room anymore.
Damn.
I mean, are you gonna think it's like a cinematic masterpiece? Probably not. It's one of my favorite movies. You showed me The Departed when we were kids.
That's one of my favorite movies.
Exactly, and I loved that movie. I feel like there's not a lot of movies you've showed me that like I would say I hated.
That's called having great taste.
Or just the same taste as your best fucking friend.
Now let's talk about me having great taste.
I don't know if have I shown you any other movies? Have I ever made you watch any other movies?
You made me watch Walk Hard, which I do love that movie.
Movie. I feel like I make you watch a lot of comedy movies. Did we watch Shaun of the Dead together?
Yeah.
Did I show you that one?
I think that one was like I saw it once when I was like younger, and I just kind of was like I never really paid attention to it. You know, like it was around, like I saw parts of it here and there, and then like I sat down with you and watched it, and I enjoyed it. I don't know. What are some other of your favorite movies? I'll let you know if I've seen
Well,
it.
I know you've seen. I was gonna say you've seen it, but we watched Airplane together. That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
I don't think there's really been a lot. I just could have sworn I was as obsessed. That was the only Xbox movie I actually purchased and didn't rent. I owned that Xbox or that movie on my Xbox.
Man,
Like I watched it that much.
I own a lot of movies on my Xbox.
Yeah, like I definitely can tell you that movie is one of those movies that it's like I could quote most of that movie right now.
I think movies that you're willing to download on your Xbox actually says a lot about you.
What do you mean?
I don't know, because I'm thinking about the movies that I have, and I'm like, so like let me try to just rattle off a couple of the ones that I remember. Okay. So I have the original Dune movie, the 1980s one. I've got Deadpool, because you and I went to go see that together, and I love that movie, the first one. I've got all three of the Evil Dead movies, and I have the 2012 release Evil Dead movie. Valerian. You remember that one? It was the movie directed by Luc Besson from The Fifth Element.
Okay.
You know, that movie's fucking awesome. If you haven't seen it, it's a good one. Get Him to the Greek. And I think we're forgetting Sarah Marshall too.
I feel like you have a lot of fun. Like you have a lot of taste for funny movies because you know that I'm boring, and that's usually the only movies I like to watch.
I don't think you're boring. We saw Oppenheimer today, and
I literally like
entertained.
period pieces and funny movies. Like I like some dramas. I like crime movies. The only ones I just don't like are horror movies. I don't know. They're rebooting The Exorcist, and that looks pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it wasn't a reboot. It was a sequel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they had
They had the chick. And
Emily's mom.
there's a flash in the preview of the priest or whatever the fuck he was.
Oh, and yeah.
The Exorcist, yeah.
I remember being a kid and seeing that movie for the first time, and I was like, my family was a bunch of pussies. If like what do you mean people like ran out and threw up and fucking? This just leads me to believe that people were like watching like the Creature from the Black Lagoon, and we're just like,
Yeah, dude, it's like that's how I felt with what was it? The first Paranormal Activity movie.
Yeah.
You remember when that movie came out? Everybody was like, "It's the scariest movie of all time." Blah 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 blah. I forget. And there was like, what was it? I remember there was a whole thing where they were like recording people's reactions. In the movie.
Yeah.
And that movie was not scary. No, that pissed me off. I was mad at how not scary that movie was.
But I am also a huge baby, and there are a lot of movies I do find very scary that I won't watch just because I'm like that's scary. Scary.
Like what? We already know Fire in the Sky because ew.
Yeah, it's aliens. I mean, a lot of things with like body horror, but again, it's specific because it's like I don't like body horror gorehouse films, but I'm excited for Saw 10 to come out.
See, I like gore. I don't like body horror. So like I'll watch people getting chopped up and sawed in half and their faces ripped off and stuff, but I will not watch
Like
transformations. Fire in the Sky, like where dudes growing tentacles and aliens are having babies in your stomach type of shit. That being said, I also really, really, really love the Alien movies, which goes against all of that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So it's just like I have favorite gorehouse films, but like for the most part, if you're like you want to watch this, no. Like, do I want to watch the new Evil Dead? No. The reason why is because I tried to give the 2013 one or whatever it was a chance, and it was so fucking gross that I didn't want to watch anything because we've gone so far with video and practical effects that like it looks so real to me that it just makes me feel sick.
Yeah, man. I hold firm that I think practical effects are the way to go.
Oh, for sure.
But it gets perfected when you just sprinkle a little bit of like CGI on it. Like the part in the 2012 Evil Dead movie where the chick's like sawing her face off with a piece of the mirror. Yeah. Oh, that part creeps me out.
So gross. Yeah, see, I can't handle that stuff. It just bums me out. There's a formula to it. Like if I watch it with you at the house and I can talk through it, I feel better.
Yeah,
because I'll pay attention, but I also want to be like I have no shame in just not hiding. Like, oh, dude, like what the fuck? Like, I don't, I
don't know, man. I definitely like to scare myself Like, I was so mad because like the new Evil Dead movie, is it Evil Dead? It is Evil Dead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. The new Evil Dead movie is on HBO or Max, whatever it's called now. And I was gonna watch it the other night, but our internet was being shitty, and I was so pissed because I wasn't able to. But I was alone in my room in the dark, and I was like, "Oh, let's do this tonight. Like, see how this goes." And I wasn't able to, so I'm sad. Still haven't seen it. Gonna watch it soon.
I was gonna say you can watch it anytime at your leisure.
I know.
Also, it's almost football season.
Oh god.
Here we go, baby. I will be in Las Vegas on August 13th to watch the Raiders play the 49ers.
And he's gonna miss my birthday.
Yep. But I can really quickly show you the text message that Christian says where he says, "Don't worry about it." So
He should worry about it.
well, you can come with me.
Yeah?
Gotta pay for your own ticket.
No.
Exactly. But it is almost football season. Dare I, in the year 2023, start gambling on football? I have been considering it. It sounds very fun. I love words like parlay, even though I have no idea what it means. But I want to be a part of that culture.
Ante up.
Yeah.
Parlay.
Yeah. Just the VIG.
The VIG.
You know, like I've just been watching, dude, I'm going to keep saying it until it becomes a reality. I have been watching so much gambling videos on YouTube. So much poker. And then I've been watching like fantasy stuff, like football and stuff.
I say just do it, man.
It's happening, man.
The thing is,
it's
like,
happening.
with gambling, if you want to gamble professionally, like poker tournaments and stuff like that, you need a mentor. You know,
Call my dad.
your dad is not a professional gambler.
Oh, my dad could totally be a professional gambler.
You think you could?
Oh, yeah. I think so. Dad's a great player.
I mean, that's cool.
But who's
it's
my
like-
mentor? Were you going to say you?
No.
Oh, I thought
Fuck no. Are you serious?
I thought you were going to be like, I know a guy.
I do know a guy that could mentor
Oh, yeah,
you.
we've talked about that.
Because I have a buddy who actually does compete in poker tournaments.
I hit up
And
Joe.
he's not bad at it.
I'll hit up Joe from episode 3 of the show. That guy
No, he's not your friend, remember?
I know he hates me. I don't think that's true.
That bummed me out, dude.
No,
I'm
he's
sorry.
a good
I know that
guy.
was like one
No,
of those shows-
I know he listens too. And I want to take the time to say that he is one of the sweetest men of all time. I just give him crap because he's just very cool, calm, and collected, and it's hard to read that mannerism sometimes. He was nothing but a pleasure on that show. It's just, I have this horrible problem where if you're not instantly stoked on me, I think you hate me. So
Well, yeah, that was also like, what, 2 years ago now.
almost,
right?
Fucking A.
So like, yeah, no, that was the part. Can I say the part? It's on the episode.
Yeah, you
There was
can
a part
find it.
where you were like, I have my friend Joe.
He's like, we're not friends.
He's just like, we're not really friends. We know each other.
Yeah.
And I was just like, damn.
Yeah.
That's when I was like first bugging you, like, hey Jacob, make me a co-host. You need a buffer. And you're like, no, I'm gonna do it by myself. And then you get third episode. Dude, it says we're not friends.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. Don't be sorry. My dad really wants Robert Kennedy on the podcast.
Who?
Robert Kennedy.
Robert Kennedy.
The Kennedy who's running for president of the Kennedys. It's so funny. Like, I'm not going to get too much into it, but let me just say my dad has been non-ironically just being like, he's been like, he'll be like, you got to get him on. And I thought he was like joking because he knows where we stand. And like, I'm like, oh yeah. Oh, I made like a joke when he came to visit. I was like, oh, hold on. I'm just waiting for a text back from him. Like I haven't, like I've just been, and he's like, I'm just saying he's been on a lot of dude shows. And I'm like, do you really think that we'll get Robert Kennedy president, candidate to come? He's like, I'm just saying, if you get that, I'll come do the show. And I was like, I don't know if you're serious or not.
We have to get Robert Kennedy on for you to come to the show?
Yeah.
Dad?
I know. I know he doesn't listen. I want to fuck with him so bad. And I want to try somehow, some way to make it look legit that we actually got like Skyping in from
Hey man, an email's an email.
That's right.
You could just send him an email. He might respond.
Again, shout out Tony to Scaredycast, gave me the best advice I've ever heard, which is literally the worst they'll say is no. That man has done so much for his show, like when it comes to live events and being parts of conventions and getting actual people who are known onto his show, all by just cold calling strangers.
Yeah, man. That's all it takes.
We need an unpaid intern to do that. Anyone want to do that, please reach out to tbdmanchild@gmail.com. Subject line, will work for free. because we can't pay you.
I'm trying to avoid this camera angle as much as I can.
I know, is it driving you
This is
crazy?
bothering me. It's
It
like-
definitely feels like we're like in one of those optical illusion rooms where
Yeah,
like
it looks like our house is slanted.
yeah,
It looks like I'm sinking.
yeah, that'd be a cool effect. Just like, it's like every episode, I just slowly tilt the.
We're just on the walls. Like,
Yeah. I mean, excuse me. If we get Robert Kennedy on, it's part of the movie.
hey, Robert Kennedy,
Yeah,
don't be a bitch.
I know. With
You want to be president? You come on our show.
and we will get you the followers, my friend. I always think about what it would really be like to have someone. I mean, we've had a lot of amazing people on this show. A lot of Arizona local famous people who do a lot in the community. And I will cherish every single one of those episodes. But I'm legitimately waiting for a day where
Jeff Goldblum.
I'm talking even just like heroes of ours, like just being like, for some reason, one day we're just hanging out and I get a fucking email from like our publicist that says, hey, did you, I have Max Crosby reaching out, like saying that he really likes the show and he wants to be a part of it. For God's sakes, Tom Segura hangs out with Jason Momoa now. There's pictures of them at the Comedy Store just hanging out.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a famous comedian before his podcast, but I'm just saying that like, if I had like a hero come on,
Yeah, dude, that'd be sick. I
like,
mean,
do you know what I would do if Max Crosby of the Raiders came on and I just got to talk to him?
yeah.
I don't know, who's like a hero figure, not a famous figure, like a hero figure for you.
For me,
We get like what's his name from Ghost?
damn, Tobias Forge, that'd be sick. But I don't know. I kind of hear he's a dick.
I want to thank you for letting me on this
Just,
podcast.
yes. Thank you for having me on the Basement Dweller.
Yeah.
That's him talking in the voice, but
Does he not really sound like that?
no, he just sounds like a dude with a Swedish
It
accent.
doesn't sound like a vampire.
No, I mean he has a little bit of an accent, but it's not nothing like crazy. He definitely hams it up for the show. I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of someone that I would want on that wouldn't be
Someone who's
a
like
piece of shit.
well, someone who's not on, someone who's not like a famous person in the eye of the world, but like in your world, it's like
I have one. What's his name? Todd McFarlane. God damn it.
oh, Spawn creator,
Yeah.
Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, no. He didn't just create Spawn either. He I think like Image Comics is like his whole
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, I just know him for Spawn.
Well, yeah, but he also makes
also-
awesome action figures.
Oh yeah. I will reap what I sow because nothing makes me less anxious than just roasting the person on that couch over there. So I would love for nothing more than just to heckle someone who's just infinitely more famous and powerful than we are.
It would be a little bit of a power trip, but I mean, how far is that going to get us? What if like we do it and then Max Crosby just like grabs you by the neck? He's just like, if you fucking air that episode, I'll end you.
That'd be pretty sweet. That'd be my Howard Stern moment, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you think the show's not gonna go on?
Damn, you're just like,
First of all-
you're just like, I won't, and then you like,
No. First of all, we have a contract. Okay.
Yeah, we do.
We do have a contract that you will sign, so I could post whatever I want. I'm not gonna like berate the shit out of him. I'm just gonna make little jokes.
What if he brings like a lawyer and he's like, we need to revise this, we need to rewrite this. This
Nope.
is ambiguously worded.
Nope. I'm over it. Get out.
Really, for
Yep.
Max Crosby?
Oh yeah, I'm over it.
Damn.
It could be fucking Richard Garfield, creator of Magic the Gathering. You could be a fucking punk ass.
I was like, the creator of Garfield, Mr. Garfield,
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah. That guy. Yeah. I'm just saying that, I mean, it doesn't matter how famous you are. If you're going to be a nitpicky dick about it, like, I want to join my show. What's our rule? What's our rule?
I'm just saying, when you work with celebrities, that's kind of the deal.
Nah, man. I don't care who you are. If Jesus Christ himself was like, I got to reschedule again, I'd be like, well, you're rescheduling. How about never? So,
How about where Satan is now?
yep. Yep. I ain't got no time for you, Jesus. You can cancel on me 3 times. Everybody gets 3 times. So I tell everyone, I'm not like saying 1 time and we're done, but I've definitely had multiple people already be like, oh, we got to reschedule. Dunzo list.
We've had that happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is fine. Life is busy, but like, don't dangle that carrot.
It's just like, man, you set a deadline. Like,
Yeah. It's not
come
next
on.
week.
Yeah.
We used to, back in the heyday, when we were really good at this, we were booking like 2 months out.
Yeah.
Now it's just the 2 of us because we're getting lazy. No, I like.
It's not that we're lazy. It's that, we just needed a break from guests because, all the episodes have been us with someone else. And honestly, I feel like, no, it is true because, like, when I'm here with you, just you, it's us, right?
Yeah.
But I know that when we have a guest on, it's you talking to the guest and I'm here for, like, buffer, like I said.
Yeah.
Like, when stuff gets weird and quiet, like, that's when I say something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just because I don't want too many people to be talking at once. And then at the same time, I'm also dealing with cameras and shit. Yeah. So I don't really talk as much when we have guests on. So yeah, so we don't have guests because I want to be part of the show again.
You've always been able to be part of the show.
No, I know.
We have people who would help us do episodes, so that way you don't have to man the cameras.
That's true.
So yeah, don't worry about that, Bubs.
I'm not worried that I'm going to get like asked out or anything like that. I mean, like, it's just like, I understand the assignment when we have guests.
Well, it's funny you say that. Coming to the stage now is my litigation lawyers. Christian, you've been fired.
Oh God.
I get it, man.
No, it's not like something I'm upset about. It's just how it has to work. Otherwise, everybody's talking at the same time.
Yeah, and that's something I've also wanted to say too. Is a lot of people have asked us why not the whole band. As fun as that sounds in theory, that's my biggest fear too. Is people talking over each other.
Yeah,
it is hard to even have two guests sometimes, especially when they spend a lot of their waking times together. Because most of our duos are musicians that are in bands together. Mm-hmm. And you can always tell in those episodes, there's one person who just talks like 80% of the time. Mm-hmm. And I feel bad because I do feel like the other person has something to say. And if you don't have something to say, I'm like, why'd you come?
right.
But then, or it's like you have people getting excited and then, yeah, it just sounds like we're all arguing.
Yeah, I mean, like a good example was like our episode when we had Scary Cast on, because that was like our chemistry was also good. We all were like pretty much instantly friends, when we did the episode, but it's like a lot of us were talking a lot at the same time, and I know that if you go back on that episode, there's a little bit of like, like interrupting here and there, it's like, it's not bad. It's just what happens when people get passionate about conversation, And then it's like you kind of forget the cameras are here, and we just want to have a loud, bro talk. So it happens. It happens.
No, it does happen, and I can't wait to see how Danny Trejo and Billy Baldwin handle this in the Basement Dweller movie as well. I'm just saying, it's got to be fun to like have a movie based on your life.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think Zuck was doing when they were like, they just greenlit a movie about your likeness?
He was probing humans and flying around in his spaceship.
Yeah. He said, I'm in the middle of feeding time. What is it? What?
The collective is coming.
All,
what do you need that
all
could be so
praise
urgent?
the hive mind like this status. Like this status. Damn, I like to think of, I can't wait.
I miss Tom.
Dude. Oh, I do too. I wonder what Tom's up to. What's Tom up to?
I hope he's okay.
Yeah. We got to talk about one more thing before we get out of here.
What?
The fucking alien deposition.
Who cares about that?
Come on, man.
Aliens are real. Are you surprised? I'm not.
No, no one is. Did you see that the bass player, or I think it's the bass player for Blink-182? Like, because I'm not a Blink-182 fan. I could be wrong. I know it's one of the stringed musicians.
Tom.
It is Tom. He left because he went to go hunt for aliens.
Yeah.
And there's a video of him now. He's just like, I just want to say, fuck everybody.
I was right the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
Fuck all you for thinking I was crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. But I think now, so this is where I'll say that my one and only conspiracy thing for the episode. This is why some real shit's going down. Because they're like, let's talk more about aliens.
That's what they didn't talk about in the Oppenheimer movie was how he got help from the aliens to make the nukes.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct. No, but like, don't you agree with that? Like, I feel like every time the government's throwing like a Hail Mary at us, like there's some other shit we should be worried about.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, that's the thing. I feel like if they're telling us, I feel like it's not really a reason to be alarmed. I don't know, because I saw some other things that people were like, oh yeah, they also declassified that we are deconstructing or reverse engineering alien technology, and we've also made contact with interdimensional beings, and this, that, and the other. And I was just like, damn, like,
Yeah.
the timeline hasn't broken yet, so I think we're good. Like,
Every day we go further and further into a zone where I'm almost comfortable with just never showing up to work again because I'm gambling that by next week we're all going to be dead. Like, I feel like the time is running out slowly but surely, and I'm just like, man, I need one piece of critical information on the news where I could just be like, Goodbye. I'm gonna go be feral till the world explodes.
See, my thing is like I like to think that if an alien civilization is advanced enough to reach out to us interdimensionally or whatever, however they are doing it, that they understand that the preservation of life is paramount, right? And I would like to think that if they're advanced enough, right? Because if they're advanced enough to go speeding at the speed of light through the stars and shit, they probably also understand like if there's other civilizations out there, why would we want to destroy them?
Yeah.
And xenophobia is a thing with people who don't understand what they're dealing with. But again, this is a really good segue. I mean, not segue, but kind of throwback to like when I mentioned the movie Valerian before, because that's actually a big thing in that movie. Is like that's the whole opening scene is it plays the Major Tom song or whatever, and then it's like it shows like this little space station, above Earth, and it grows and grows and grows, and that's why it's called the I forget. It's called the City of 1,000 Planets. That's what it is. Because it's a giant space station that a bunch of alien civilizations have left their mark on, and it turned into a giant space city.
Here's the way I look at it, amigo. All right.
All right.
I feel like if the United States invented warp travel and we showed up on a planet that was so friendly and they're like, welcome to our planet. And like, we're like, please have these big rocks that we eat. And it's just like diamonds. I feel like we wouldn't be like, wow, thank you. I feel like we'd be like, all right, well, this is ours now.
We need all the diamonds.
That's what I'm saying. So I feel like if a species is out there that has invented,
we are an alien civilization that exists solely. We subsist solely on nutrients from motor oil,
or like
crude oil,
like the opposite of science, like or not science, War of the Worlds. Like maybe they just need water. You know what I mean? Like. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like if they're here, there's no way. I am a firm believer that it is not a peaceful message.
You think?
I think that we are eons dumber than an alien race that have invented warp speed, and we are going to be treated as such. Like, we are literally gorillas at the zoo, like to alien invaders. Man,
well, if today wasn't already a bummer,
I know, man. This just goes to show why you need to support your local podcast. BasementDweller.com/ our website, Patreon.com/BasementDwellerProductions. While the world's ending, you could
the planet's going to get ionized anyways. Your money doesn't mean anything.
Literally, man, what is $5 a month in the grand scheme of things really doing in your pocket when we know in like 6 months?
Yeah, we're going to be using quatloos instead of dollars.
Space credits. Fuck George Lucas, by the way, for just calling them credits.
Credits.
What a lazy, like Tolkien invented currency.
Yes, but you have to think about it. In Star Wars, there's lots of planets. Every planet before they get integrated into the Empire or the Republic, whatever you want to call it, is going to have their own currency. Yeah. So yeah, they used credits because it's just one. It's basically the U.S. dollar of space.
That'd be a fun thing to do. I wish Star Wars was real. I don't even want to be like a Jedi or anything. I just want to be like a ne'er-do-well on like a hive planet. That sounds fun. Like some Necromunda shit from Warhammer, You
do not want Warhammer shit.
No, that's like the death sentence. I just want to live like a cool rogue, like Han Solo, where some big alien's like, and I'm like, hey, I already paid you. Like, what are you talking about?
And then you just fucking...
Yeah, I know. Like, this was a good movie episode.
Yeah, man.
I hope this inspired everyone to go watch the movies. Are you doing anything Wednesday?
No.
Maybe when I get off work, we can go see Barbie?
Yes.
Maybe do that?
Yeah, I'm down.
That'd be cool. Anything else?
The world's going to end.
Yeah.
In a fiery explosion. Yeah. Either caused by us or by aliens.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't, maybe just, that's what I'm hoping for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do in like my last, like if like I saw like the when I was like looking at it, I'm like, what am I gonna do right now?
Dude, remember I sent you that video yesterday, real quick. I mean, we'll fucking finish up here.
That's fine.
But like, remember I sent you that video yesterday, and it was like a joke video where like this dude like walks people into an office, like they're gonna get a job interview, right? And then he like sits and there's a big window behind him. Yeah. Right, and you see the city skyline or whatever, and then like
an asteroid.
You see like an asteroid like hurtling towards Earth, and then like it gets their reaction. They're all like, ah!
Yeah.
He's just like, what? And then they turn around, and it's like you see it hit, and you see like the city like right, and it comes all the way up to the window, and then the lights go out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's funny because like every single person, like you see in that video, like gets up and runs away and like tries to escape or something. And I'm like, I told you, I was like, honestly, dude, like if I saw that happening, like there's no way out.
Yeah.
You know, I would just sit there and close my eyes and just wait for it to happen. Like
Yeah.
I'd just be like, you know, and that's it.
Take me now.
Yeah, it's over. Fine, whatever. I accept it.
Tune in next week when we talk about how okay are you to die. It's a terrible subject for terrible people on this podcast.
It's a conversation you need to have with yourself.
$5, $10, and $15, ladies and gentlemen, is all it takes to support this show. Patreon.com/Basement Productions. If you want to see more fun stuff, we have so many things planned for the Patreons, but we do have goals to be set. I have set a goal for at least 30 monthly $5 subscribers. Remember that if you are a $15 subscriber, you still have your opportunity to get a beautiful drawing drawn by co-host Christian Talon. And yeah, if you love the show and you love what we do, $5 goes a long way for us, and we appreciate you more than you know. We do have 3 Patreons at this moment. Shout out to Joey, Cruz, and Izzy. You guys rock. To everyone else, thank you so much for the courtesy of just listening. We love you more than you know. And we will see you next week if we're still here after the alien invasion.
Or not.
Or not. Later, everybody.
Bye.
If you like what you heard, type into their Instagram and Twitter. The information's right below with their email.
It's time you bit the bullet and started caring about something with all your heart and energy.
Be sure to log into the channel by subscribing and check out the previous episodes. But until then, we'll see you next week with a new one. We out for now.